All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're tackling a question that, sounds a little harsh, but it really gets to the core of what we've seen in the markets for years. Why is it that the dumbest investors so often seem to win?
To really understand this, we need a story. So I want you to meet Dave. He's been in the trading game for all of 2 years, which, let's be honest, in Wall Street time, that basically makes him a toddler who's just discovered how to play with matches.
And right now, Dave is feeling absolutely unstoppable. His portfolio is up a very nice 13% for the year. He just hit a massive win on some random meme coin, and his confidence, well, it's completely off the charts.
And oh yeah, Dave has fully embraced the lifestyle. He watches The Wolf of Wall Street like it's a training manual. He's that guy at the bar trying to talk your ear off about some speculative biotech company. He thinks he's cracked the code.
So what does our guy Dave do next? Well, he does what any perfectly rational, super confident person would do, right? He gets on the phone with his broker, maybe embellishes his net worth and experience just a little bit, and boom, he gets himself approved for options trading.
So what's his brilliant master plan, you ask? It's simple, really. Buy high, sell higher. And his risk management technique? That would be prayer. And the first sign of trouble, just his wife asking, "Hey honey, where did $13,000 from our savings account just disappear to?"
Dave is all in. He is leveraged up to his eyeballs on some super risky Tesla calls. And then, the music stops. The Federal Reserve steps up and announces it's hiking interest rates. And just like that, the entire game changes. And for Dave's portfolio, it's an absolute catastrophe. It just implodes. We're talking down 67%. That incredible high he was riding comes to a screeching, brutal halt. The fallout at home is, well, it's just as bad. His wife's recent Google searches now include things like how to divorce a man who unironically calls himself a market wizard. A tough, but maybe fitting end to Dave's little adventure.
And this whole story brings us right back to our main question. Dave's story seems like a clear-cut case of failure. So how is it that investors, just like him, have for years seemed to outperform everyone else? What is really going on here? Well, the first part of the answer is all in our heads. It's a cognitive bias called the Dunning-Kruger effect. And what that basically means is that people with very little skill in something are often blissfully unaware of how little they actually know. And because of that, they dramatically overestimate their own talent.
It's this strange paradox of knowledge. On one side, you have Dave. His limited knowledge makes him feel invincible, like he's the next Warren Buffett. On the other side, you have the true experts, whose deep understanding makes them painfully aware of just how much they still don't know. And this right here, this is exactly why Dave never learns from his mistakes. In his mind, his options didn't expire worthless because he made a terrible bet. Nope, it was market manipulation. He's literally incapable of seeing his own lack of skill.
This overconfidence leads investors like Dave to just ignore traditional wisdom. While smart, experienced investors are analyzing fundamentals, the Dunning-Kruger crowd is piling into companies with insane valuations and chasing trends that make zero logical sense. They've been winning by playing a totally different game.
But why on earth has that different game been working so well for so long? For that, we need to zoom out. Look at this number. This is the total return of the S&P 500 since 2009, a jaw-dropping 715%.
And that massive return took place over 17 years. We have just been through one of the longest, most powerful bull markets in history. And you know that old saying, a rising tide lifts all boats? Well, this was a tsunami, and it especially rewarded the riskiest, craziest boats in the harbor.
So what's the technical reason for all this? It really comes down to one simple concept called beta. And don't worry, it sounds more complicated than it is. Beta is just a way to measure a stock's volatility, how much it swings up and down compared to the market as a whole.
Let's break this down with a real example. Amazon has a beta of about 1.33. This just means it's 33% more volatile than the market. So if the market goes up 2%, you'd expect Amazon to go up even more, about 2.66%. Sounds great, right? But, and this is the important part, if the market falls 2%, Amazon is expected to fall even further by that same 2.66%. It's a total double-edged sword.
So the answer to our big question is actually pretty simple. The so-called dumbest investors have been winning because retail investors absolutely love these volatile, high-beta stocks. And in a relentless everything-goes-up bull market, taking on more volatility just means getting more returns. Their risk-taking gets rewarded big time. And this is the two-sided fate of every Dave out there.
As long as the market is screaming upwards, his high beta strategy makes him feel like a legend, the next George Soros. But the second the market turns, that exact same strategy makes him the next cautionary tale you see going viral on Wall Street bets.
So, the next time your friend starts bragging about their huge gains on some obscure meme coin, just take a breath, smile, and remember this one simple truth. In a bull market, absolutely everyone's a genius. The real test is finding out who's still standing when the tide goes out.